Hi everyone, this is the Late Night Connections, a show where we are all about celebrating the power of creativity, diving into the art of building and exploring how actions transforms ideas into reality. Through discussions with remarkable guests, we'll uncover the insider's journey behind crafting ideas, building skills, and what makes thoughts come to life. I'm Jay Bala, your host. Let's get right to it. Today we're joined by Prakash Daniel. Prakash Daniel is a 41-year-old Malaysian creative powerhouse known for his dynamic role in comedy, storytelling, freelance photography. His journey starting from the background of photography led him to become a prominent figure in the Malaysian comedy scene. Prakash's commitment to authenticity has shaped his comedic style and contributed to the growth of the local creative community. Notable for his one-hour solo show, Beautiful, and involvement in the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, Prakash Daniel stands as a versatile artist, blending humor and impactful storytelling. Inspired by local comedy scene and international Asian comedians, Prakash continues to push boundaries and make audience laugh while addressing societal issues. As he continues to pursue his dream and navigate the open book of the world, Prakash Daniel stands as a beacon of creativity, resilience, and laughter in Malaysia's artistic landscape. All right, so I'm wearing a green shirt and a grey pants with my hair down, and I'm wearing my specs as always. And Prakash, what are you wearing?
Hi, my name is Prakash Daniel. I'm sure you've introduced me earlier.
Yeah.
But today I'm wearing this is a limited edition cap that's done by the Cap City
Right.
in collaboration with Sneakala. Sneakala, if y'all don't know, is the biggest sneaker festival in Malaysia. This was the merch they came out with. So there was a hat,
Yeah.
and then this is the jersey. Also by Sneakala. It's a collaboration between a local brand called PKL, based in Subang. Shout out to PKL boys. They're doing some really cool stuff.
Nice.
PKL, Sneakala, and Umbro.
Okay.
It's the first time, like a local streetwear brand has done a collab with them. And I'm wearing also local brand pants.
Full local.
Yeah, full
Okay,
local
nice.
brand. This a streetwear brand called Again Slap.
Okay.
Shout out to Again Slap, and I'm wearing these are a pair of A6 EX89.
Oof.
Yeah, so these are inspired. These are based on basketball shoes.
Right.
But like old school basketball shoes. But this is the Lakers colorway. Yeah.
I like basketball shoes.
Yeah.
Sneakers here and there. Some
Yeah.
Vans and some styles
Yep,
maybe
yep,
here
yep,
and
yep,
there.
yep.
All right, that's nice. So as we start the show, always we like to get a fun fact before we get into the serious questions. So
Yeah.
share a fun fact.
A fun fact about me.
Yeah.
I am extremely addicted to extra jaws.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
like-
bubbles, the fizzy
The fizzy,
energy boosting.
the energy boosting. I don't know, something about it, man. It's like
Is there a specific flavor?
I like mango. Yeah.
Okay,
Extra
I've
jaws
tried the
manga.
orange. No, grape.
Grape. So is there's grape, mango. No, grape mango pula. Yeah, grape mango and original flavor, which is a bit I think it's lemony.
So you hooked to it.
It's not good for you, but
know.
man, it's like
Pushes you to different places.
I mean, like, so, like, I don't know many people out there know or
Yeah.
not. I know I look like people maybe have that perception I'm very Western,
Oh.
but I'm super Malaysian,
Local.
man. Like,
I can see.
so the other part of like not like I love my nasi campur Melayu.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the other thing that people don't know. I love a good ikan bakar,
Oh,
a
yeah.
good like sambal budu and like stuff like that with all the ulam stuff. So
Alright lah,
that's
kita
one
local.
fun fact about me. Yeah, there's a very
Alright.
well known place just down the road. Not from here, but the other part of Segambut.
Yeah.
Bro, that place is like Malay food on crack, man. It's so good.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, and the whole place is run by women, and it's the food is amazing. It's called ikan bakar banjir. So if you guys
Bam.
ever want to try something as a team, you should go and check out. It's an experience.
Right, it's just down the road actually.
It's not down the road.
Nearby.
It's like towards Jalan Kuching, going towards Batu Ke, but it's on the lateral
Okay.
side of the
So a
highway.
bit more dalam in Segambut.
No. This is Segambut Dalam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually on Jalan Kuching. Just on the way to
Oh.
Batu Caves. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, so jaws and lots of
Extra
local
jaws.
food, extra jaws, sorry,
Yes, yes.
and lots of local food. Very nice. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing that. We're gonna go dive into the questions. All right. So first up, we know that you start your comedy scene, right? And this started while you were in university, and your background also is in photography, right?
Yeah.
So how did this kind of like shift happen for you?
So so I'm a film and television graduate.
Uh-huh.
That was my background, and then I mean in uni I did a bit of theater.
Okay.
Actually, even in school I used to do a bit of theater. But
Right.
like when I did theater in school, in uni, like when we did the shows, so I was part of a theater troupe called I think it was called the Oral Stage or something like
Okay.
that, run by Calvin Wong,
Okay.
who's one of the main guys at Sunway University,
Hmm.
Faculty of Drama. But I think he's left now. He's heading to UK to do his PhD. So he was studying in UCSI,
Okay.
where I was studying at the time. And then so I did theater stuff with them, and always I got like the funny roles. But that was just a thing where I'm like, oh, it's just, and then I never thought about it. So
Right.
I was just concentrated on doing photography and like all this kind of things. And then I
Yeah.
think 2012, 2010, 2011, 2012,
Mm-hmm.
like the comedy scene started growing in KL. There
Right.
was one monthly show called Time Out KL Thursdays. So it was organized
Okay.
by Time Out magazine.
Right. Yeah.
So this was done at Zouk on Jalan Ampang.
Yeah.
The
The
old
old
the
Zouk.
old
Yeah.
Zouk,
Yeah.
yeah, the real Zouk, all right. So they used to do a show there every month
Uh-huh.
at Velvet Underground. So I used to go watch
Right.
all
Yeah.
the comics perform. And then that's when I met all the comedians lah. So I met so at that time Kavin J and
Hmm.
Rizal Van Gazel, what do you call that? They started an open mic show called
Hmm.
One Mic Stand,
Right.
which later me and a few other friends we took over. And that's
Okay.
when I did my first open mic. Yeah, and then from there it started like it's just something like a fun thing I did, and like more not really a dare, but like literally
Yeah.
like Kavin said like, hey, come and try lah, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And yeah, 5 minutes has been 11 years, man. So yeah, yeah.
Wow. So how's that first show like? Was it like something nerve-wracking? You had to like practice? What was your go-to
Um,
strategy there?
I think the first show was like very. I mean, I don't know. I just did it because I wanted to do it.
Okay.
I didn't think about it. I just wrote whatever jokes I can think of.
Hmm.
No planning or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just just like okay, I just go and wing it kind of
I mean,
thing.
Malaysians are funny, I would say. Most of the Malaysian is quite funny.
I mean,
I
yeah,
think.
our politicians are funny, so sometimes it's very hard to be a comedian because when our politicians are making funnier statement than us. So, so I mean, yeah, so I think naturally we have this ability to kind of how to say laugh at ourselves maybe.
Yeah.
Makes it a bit easier.
True. True.
So that's how it started lah. So I just went for it, and then and somehow it's
Yeah,
like
but now I mean I've seen some of your shows. You host a lot of shows even.
yeah.
The open mics. I know you'll be the one like bringing in the acts and stuff like that, managing all these. The whole shebang of the whole works behind it.
Yeah.
So how did that like also become into what it is today? Was it like something was a day in day out thing, like the passion just grew from there?
Mm,
What would you say like drove you, like I guess like you dropped everything else maybe even
yeah,
yeah.
actually, so before I went freelancing fully
Mm.
went freelancing. 2012 is 2012 I turned 30 years old,
Mm.
and then I told myself like okay, because I was working, I did a lot of jobs, and then I also used to work in the Star like a long
Ah,
time ago,
okay.
for almost 6 years, and then I was a writer. Then after that, I told myself like not really finding. I mean, I'm not feeling it anymore.
Right.
So I told myself like okay, I'll quit my job. So I started doing photography. That's why I'm freelancing photography. So
Okay.
even when I was like, I was always doing it part time just for fun.
Yeah.
Then I went fully into it, and then while I was still doing photography, that's when I found comedy.
Ooh,
Yeah, so it was still
okay.
doing photography jobs, and then still going and doing open mics, and then I think like 2015 or something where I fully like, hey, this comedy thing is like pretty interesting lah. So
Huh.
so I gave my
full attention.
full attention to it, and
Right.
like,
Were there any fears that you felt like in the industry before
uh,
going into it or after going into it, being in it right now?
I think everything we do, especially when it comes to the arts, you will have that sense of fear a bit,
Uh-huh.
because if you
Yeah.
don't have fear,
Mm.
it would not push you to be who you want to be. I think that is something that is very innate as humans. I think fear pushes you to discover a part of yourself that you don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like I see your guys behind the table. I've done exactly what you're doing, and it's very hard because like when I used to work in the production side before, it's like I never even got to hold the camera. When you're old school, not to say old school, like like I had to learn how to edit from deck to deck.
Right.
It's like no nowadays it's just a CF card or SD card. You just plug in,
Yeah.
and then you go to shoots. It's like you study, you graduate from a film and television degree, but then you go to work, you don't get to even touch anything that you dream of. You
Right.
do all the most menial stuff.
Menial stuff only before you get.
Roll the
Yeah.
cables, you take coffee for the director, and so all these, I think, like things being in our industry, especially like being the arts, like it pushes you to become better, and then that's when. But now I think the opportunity is even more easier because the technology has grown.
Yeah.
So it
You
helps
need
you
a
to.
smaller team or like.
Yeah, you can, everything can be done, but that the other disadvantage of that is like, you don't have that means you don't have that real world experience sometimes, I would say, but nowadays resources are there's so much of resources you can learn from.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about, like, that's why when people say like, oh, I cannot create content lah, or I cannot do this, it's all just lies lah. I mean, now you can just ask Siri,
Exactly. You're just building your own barriers in a way.
yeah,
Like
so
taking the initiative, of course, like sometimes you need to take that step, but
Yep.
you can make mistakes along the way and like just give it a try and like
Yeah,
work it out, and you can do it with like minimum effort, minimum like equipments even nowadays.
that is one
Yeah.
thing, but I also believe in, like, what's the word? You need to want it lah.
Mm.
Like, yes, you can put out
Yeah.
content, or even when I perform, right? It's like sometimes, yeah, you see a lot of comedians going out there and just trying out random stuff,
Yeah.
but like sometimes, like, you need to really believe in what you want to say.
Yeah.
Even like you guys doing this is like, there's a need and want, like, okay, why you're doing this series, and why it needs to be a season, and why when people watch this is like, maybe out of like a 50,000 people watching this online, if it's like 10 people get some kind of like knowledge or like
Impact
or
yeah.
inspired by it, I think it goes a long way. And I do that for comedy as well, because like I know for a fact that a lot of people ask me like, hey, why you haven't got your Netflix special, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. But like, I think, like, I mean, if I want, maybe then I should go for it lah.
Yeah.
But at the meantime, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy with where I am. But
Yeah.
I want to keep on exploring.
Yeah. How was your first shows like? Was it like always packed house, or you having like?
No, man. I think comedy is
yeah.
the only art form that really tests you. Like, it tests you to the point where 1 week you're doing like a show to 100 people, and then next week you come back, it's like 2 people. So yeah, if you can make 2 people laugh, then you can make 1,000 people laugh very easily. So it's very, very challenging. It's very it really makes you feel like, is it worth it doing this?
Yeah.
And I mean, I still ask that actually.
Yeah.
I still wonder, like, why am I doing this? But it really brings a different perspective to being human. It's like, to me, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, off stage, I'm like very different. I know a lot of people ask like, oh, comedians are supposed to be like 24/7, like, but like, like, I will like, maybe throw in some jokes or whatever, but like personally, I'm like a kind of a different person. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's the show time,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's why you gotta like bring out all the best goods, It's
Yeah.
comedy time, like So now it's like we want to get personal with you. Also.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's great that we get to see that side, and the audience also gets to see the human side of who you are. Even
Hey guys, is it just me, or he looks like an Indian Loki?
I think it's the green today.
Yeah, it's the green as well. Yeah,
Green
yeah.
today.
And the
Yeah.
hair.
Oh, yeah, guys. I want to talk about your life ethos.
My life
It
ethos.
says that your life ethos is don't be an asshole. it it seems that that has been playing a significant role in your life. How does that help you or
Uh,
contribute to the creative scene in
I
what you
think
do? Yeah.
I think this is something that we can. I mean, this is something that my lecturer told me. Shout out to Miss Roslina Latif. I don't know if she'll ever watch this, but she's now. I think she's working in Taylor's. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So she was my broadcasting lecturer.
Right.
So if, a little bit about Roslina is she was the what do you call that person that is responsible for Malaysia's longest running TV magazine program at that time. I don't know if it's still around, but it's called Majalah Tiga.
Oh yeah.
If you're that age, I don't
Age,
know.
yeah.
Do you all know Majalah Tiga? There's Chinese boy from Subang.
They
doesn't
might know
so,
TV Tiga lah.
yeah. Yeah. Do you know Majalah Tiga? Yeah. So where are you from? Here, like you live here, inside this building.
Local boy lah.
Local boy, local
That's what I'm
boy.
saying.
No, I mean like sometimes I see Gen Zs, I'm like, I'm sure Gen Zs, Gen Zs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have passed through that already.
Okay. So she was a producer and she started the program and she said like when even the ideology behind it as well when she started.
Uh-huh.
Of course when you come up with something new, people always like, oh, this is not gonna work.
Right.
And
Right.
it's always, but she always said like she was always nice to people, always stay down to earth, be real, and never be an asshole lah. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. I made that in such a way that I paraphrase it to myself.
Yeah.
So basically, she just said like especially in this industry,
Uh-huh.
if you rub people the wrong way, you might not even get hired because
Right.
the scene is very small. Like
Yeah, if you're difficult to work with, like why?
yeah, like you can be the best DOP on earth.
Yeah.
In KL or Malaysia, and then
Yeah.
but your attitude is like that, it's like no one's gonna work with you. So I think that kind of like stuck with me. Because especially also in the comedy scene, it's a very individual art form. Like it's you
Yeah.
alone trying to make a name for yourself out there. Of course, it is very cutthroat as well.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
everyone is trying to undercut you or like trying to get a deal, or everyone's like looking to be the next big thing in the comedy world.
Right.
There's something that I've always said to myself lah. I mean, maybe I'll get big one day, but like I'll just stick to my guts maybe.
Maybe I want to ask that. Okay, because I mean,
Yeah.
comedy scene. You're doing this as your full-time career, right? Is there money to be made? How do you manage your business side of things? What's the
Yeah.
business side of things? I guess you're like you got to be hungry for yourself. You've got to like manage your own time. Do you
Yeah.
have a manager? No manager. Mostly comedians, stand-up comedies, acts, do they have this
Yeah.
capacity or what? How do they run or work?
So
Yeah.
so if you look at it from that point of view, right? You have when you're talking big names around the world,
Yeah.
we're talking about your Kevin Hart's, your Trevor Noah's,
Yeah.
your Russell Peters. Yeah, I mean, yes, they do have a management, they have
Yeah.
representation and stuff like that. In this side of the world, only a few. I would say a lot of Indian comedians from India actually has that.
Okay.
They have a manager, they have representation, people like agencies, or they have an agent,
Right.
like all that. Yeah. So I think you reach a certain level and you can be able to pull X number of people to watch your shows.
Right.
Then you will have to go through that typical like any other like people go through, like that means you need to have an agent, you have to have a manager.
Manager and stuff. Yeah.
So everything is done for you.
Yeah.
But if you're in a more lower level, and then or maybe a mid level or upper mid level, then you have to do a lot of things on your own. Yeah.
Right. So that means all your. Do you do your own
Yeah.
marketing,
Everything,
your posters, and
everything I do my
outreach?
own. Everything I do on my own. Yeah. So the only maybe upside for me is
Yeah.
because I used to do different jobs. I used to work in the media.
Yeah.
So I kind of know how things work.
The digital landscape
not
work,
just digital landscape, even like
Yeah.
the hard copy landscape. That was
Right.
my job. I had to sell ads to clients.
Right.
So you literally have to go and meet the person and tell the fella like, hey, why spending X amount of money is going to be good for your brand.
Yeah.
If
Where do you place it?
yeah,
What do you
place it,
say, all that, yeah.
half page, half column, full page, full color, all these things. So this real world experiences kind of helped me to. So when I did my first solo show,
Mm.
yeah, which in 2019.
Mm.
Yeah, so I did everything on my own.
Right.
But in order to do that, of course, I had a very good producer, so they took care of like the money side of it. I mean, it's like
Right.
they booked the venue.
Yeah.
He did all the ads for Facebook. I told him specifically what kind of ads I want, who you want to
Yeah.
target, and of course they have their own list and stuff like that. So
Right.
they targeted the list there, and then yeah. So and about everything else on my end, I did everything on my own.
Oh.
So like from because working in newspaper last time, everything has a, you go to any events, the first thing is every writer will look for the press
Press
release.
release. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I did everything. I
Wow.
had a proper press release. I prepared photos in different folders. One is for print, one is for online use. Everything was like, so when
Yeah.
I and then I approached all the portals, all the
Right.
newspapers, when they asked like, okay, because some of them can't come for the show or they
Yeah.
can't send someone an
They'll just
interview.
see what they like. If they need it, then they just
So
print it.
I even
Yeah.
wrote the press release in such a way
Yeah.
that it's a bit formal yet a bit fun, so that it tells what's the show about.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's just a matter of you sending the link over and then they click, everything is there.
So
Just
until today, you do it yourself.
I still do it myself. Yeah, yeah.
Is
So
there anybody like who taught? I mean, like if somebody is out there and they needed like guidance, what do they end up doing then? Like most of them, do
I
they like seek a
mean,
mentor? Do you mentor people? Do you help them?
I
How?
mean even my style is always like I'm not the one always like going out to say like,
Hmm.
because when you use the word mentor, right, it's a bit it gets it, especially in this, in my scene, in the
Uh-huh.
comedy scene, it gets a bit like, hey, who are you to tell me my jokes are funny, that kind of thing. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
they might not have that perception at start, but
Yeah.
when they also reach certain level,
Oh.
they'll be like, hey, I've got a Netflix, who are you to say, just giving example lah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
but like when it comes to this kind of things,
Hmm.
I'm always willing to help, because it's to be honest, even if they don't ask me,
Yeah.
it's all available online.
Correct.
And if
Yeah.
you don't know how to find it, then yeah, I mean, usually I do have like some of the younger like comics, they
Yeah.
do their own shows and all that. Recently, a few of them did like their 1 hour solo shows and all that. They did ask me for help, and
Hmm.
I tell them, you can do this, you can do that. I mean, now there's so many different ways to doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you spend like 1,000 ringgit on ads, and if you know when to pause and uh, you know start
Boost
adding
and
boost and
and all that.
everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
like you can sell out the shows without any issues, because
No.
now it's all about algorithm
Yeah.
and keywords and SEOs and yeah, or just doing random stuff on TikTok and like
Okay,
yeah,
it's
so
it's
yeah,
nice to see that it's quite dynamic, or it takes a life of its own, or people are able to maneuver it themselves in a way, like
yeah,
they,
it does
yeah,
give you it. I think like being a freelancer doesn't matter what art form you are in,
yeah,
photography, video making, or whatever
mm,
not. It, as much as like it'll be good someone can represent you and all what.
yeah.
The legwork it has to come from the individual.
Okay,
If you don't put in the legwork,
yeah.
then it's going to be susah lah. So yeah.
Right. I want to explore some of the styles or the things that you do, right,
Mm,
in your comedies setting. You do a lot of things where you probably express inequality, racism, the identity, the Malaysian identity, and some
mm.
of these serious topics. How do you, manage to, bring this into place, and maybe explore also what are kind of like your styles that you use in your
Mm.
setting or
So
sets. Right.
yeah, I mean, I think Malaysia is the only country that when you do stand-up comedy,
Mm-hmm.
it's very yeah. You can't run away from doing race-based jokes.
Yeah.
It is ingrained in our DNA as a Malaysian to talk about race,
Yeah.
which is
It's in your food, it's in the way you
everything, yeah.
everything,
So you can't escape and run away from it. Of
Yeah.
course, some people take it to the extremes and bring it to the other side of the extreme where it's just bashing one particular group or something like that. But when it comes to stand-up comedy, I think like every comic has like a good like Malay, Chinese, Indian joke.
Mm-hmm.
And it always works. The formula always works. I think for me, after a few years of doing that, then you can, as a good writer or like anyone, you start to know yourself more.
Mm.
Then you can start exploring about your own self,
Yeah.
your own culture, and like why did my grandfather come here from Chennai, or what my life would have been if I was in India right now.
Yeah.
So you draw parallels and stuff like that. So that's where I look at it, So like right now, I'm like, even for my previous show that I did, the 2019 one, even though it was a show that is related to uh, re- uh, relationships and stuff like that, and I think like exploring that as well as a guy is very hard for me, because like it's very in especially in the brown culture,
Mm-hmm.
like they always say like, oh, man can't be emotional, you can't show weakness,
Yeah.
so that is also another thing that I looked at. So it's very much like taking time to know who you are, that really
Mm-hmm.
helps you to explore, and that's what I've been doing, like, that's the angle I've been taking, because when it comes to racism as well,
Yeah.
uh it's like, how to say, it's like, everyone knows what happens to a particular race in this country,
Yeah.
but we don't talk about it in a bigger platform or whatever not,
Mm-hmm.
of course you go online, it's flooded with like
All the
like
comments and
all the
stuff.
comments is one thing also, no, bro, but like
Yeah.
it's like, even like something might happen,
Uh-huh.
and then like this person is commenting on it, and then
Mm-hmm.
you go to the comment section, it's
Mm-hmm.
also very segregated.
Yeah,
They
true.
will start bringing
Yeah.
in issues that is from a different
Another,
thing,
yeah.
and then like, and I'm like, sometimes I wonder, like, man, like, how are we going to grow as a nation?
Yeah.
It's like, if we can't even solve like, simple like differences,
Yeah.
so of course in Malaysia you also must know how to learn, like, walk, like,
Walk
like,
the
not to
walk.
say cross the line,
Yeah.
but you see how far you can go to the line
Yeah.
in order to make a point.
But then not cross the line at the same time, because
Yeah,
you don't want to offend and make fun on somebody's expenses where it really like harms
yeah, of
the
course, of
society
course.
even,
I think okay,
Yeah.
as much as like this, the question is very heavy,
Mm, mm,
the main role of a comedian is to be funny.
yeah.
For me, I believe that anything and whatever can be made into a joke
Mm,
or can be fun, but it's the matter of how you are knowledgeable to it.
yeah.
And like, you must have some kind of, I mean, don't be dumb lah, I mean, I've seen so many comedians go on stage and say the most randomest thing,
Yeah.
and they think it's funny because like, oh, they see this some white fella doing it on TikTok,
Right.
they're like, oh, they want to try and be edgy, and like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You can be edgy in this country, but at the same time, like, you want to be edgy for what?
Yeah.
Like, like, I've seen a lot of comedians who's like, can I, like, okay, so I was about to curse, but yes, okay.
Yeah,
What
you
do you
can
call it?
curse.
Like,
You
they
can
just
curse.
like, they will like, they ask the audience like, oh, where you're from, and the audience is like, oh, I'm from Singapore, and they're like, oh, fuck you, and I'm like, why,
Yeah.
why, what did they do to you, like, because that's the thing, because
Yeah.
in a bigger picture, stand-up comedy is a Western art form.
Yeah.
It's a very Western thing, it
Yeah.
takes, but Western art form aside, the art of stand-up comedy is actually basically, it's a bit of public speaking,
Mm-hmm.
also with the element of humor,
Yeah.
of course, it's not just, oh, it's a white man's thing.
Yeah.
If you really go into detail, like, you're talking about your, like, your like Indian, what's the word, what's the guys who, like, Tirukkurals,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
those guys were all like very well-known orators back in the day,
Yeah.
no one talks about them,
Yeah.
like, if you ask me, I mean, I'm not very well, I can't read and write Tamil because I
Okay.
tried to study it, but of course I didn't go.
No,
If
I
you,
can read the translations, but
yeah,
yeah,
but
it's not
like,
the
if you
same, of
really
course.
listen
But
to,
yeah.
if you listen to like proper people who are like, who studies, like, who talks about Tirukkural,
Yeah.
which became under fire recently.
Oh.
Right, recently they had this whole Tirukkural festival or whatever not, and
Oh yeah, something
yeah.
about
So
like
anyway,
not
that
playing the
aside,
sounds,
if you
music and
listen to
stuff.
like
Yeah.
proper Tirukkural being spoken, it sounds like a rap.
Yeah.
It's literally the beat, the cadence, and all this is. Even if you look at
Mm.
DK Barat's tonality and roasting, it's like a rap battle.
Yeah.
So all these have been elements of like, talking about issues using the concept
Yeah.
of comedy, especially, and it's the same thing that we do here, and it's very much that idea of like, just, if you, I mean, that's why a lot of people don't like Ricky Gervais, but
Okay.
I do enjoy his comedy because he has got a very good point where he always says like, what do you call it? Offense is never given; it's always taken.
Right.
Yeah, you don't go out to offend anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some individuals who want to do that, which I don't understand why, but
Yeah.
that's their prerogative, lah. But as a comedian, our first thing is, before I even tackle all these very heavy issues, is I need to make sure that, like, it can be very strong, but I have to be very funny. Or why? Because when you say something really funny, people will laugh at the matter because they know it's real,
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's like." Give you a very good example, which is a few years back. You all know the whole issue happened in Taman Medan,
Right.
where
The comedy.
unfortunately one of the, I think it's the Malay, what do you call it, the fireman also died, and all
Right.
that. So of course they're still trying to resolve what happening and all that. But that whole thing, if you notice, the whole narrative was, bad Malay guys ran into the Indian temple and then brought down the Indian temple, and then of course there's a fight. So that was the main narrative, right?
Yeah.
So of course police came in, blah blah blah, blah, blah. And then they finally revealed, the news article came out saying that the people that were sent there, those Malay boys were paid, like, I don't know, 300-400 ringgit or whatever not,
Yeah.
to go and create ruckus. So most probably these fellas also don't know what's happening.
Exactly.
They're like, give me money to go and do this.
Yeah.
And then of course the
Get
temple
blamed.
side, they want to save themselves.
Yeah.
Also is right. And then so the joke that I did was, it's like, I used to do a joke about, like, what do you call that? Like Hari Raya TV ads.
Okay.
I don't understand why Hari Raya TV ads in Malaysia, it's always the same. I've got a lot of Malay friends.
Yeah.
I've never seen my Malay friends, like, on the day of Hari Raya, it's always the. And if you look at the Hari Raya TV ad in Malaysia, it's always a kampung house, white
Yeah.
shot, and they zoom in, it's always the mother and anak tudung, and she always folding clothes. I don't know why she's folding clothes, she's always folding clothes, alright?
It's always sad.
It's
waiting
always
for
sad, and the
someone.
music
Yeah,
is damn
it's
sad,
yeah.
alright?
There must be like this
And then
twist
they'll
or this
zoom in,
moral, and then like
and then they'll zoom into the phone to show, like, oh, you need to communicate. So there's a
Yeah.
telecom ad, most
Telecom
probably,
ad,
right?
of course,
And
yeah.
like, right? So like, they
unless
will,
the power trips thing.
yeah, and then
TNG.
she will call. So
Yeah.
in the ad, she'll
Yeah.
call the son.
Okay.
The son is in KL. He's trying to, he left the village to become a successful person in KL.
Oh.
So when I did that, so I said, like,
Yeah.
like, where are you? Are you coming back home to kampung? And then the son will reply like, jangan kongkong saya, saya dah jadi orang besar dekat KL, dapat RM300 untuk kacau temple.
Oh no.
Yeah, right. And he clicked the phone, and then the crowd just lost it. They were all laughing, and then they went like, "Oh,
Yeah.
And it's true, because then they were like when they read the article, it's like, oh my god. So everyone is at fault, because those with money don't get blamed. Those who do the act,
The act, yeah.
they
Always the
get
small
blamed,
fellas get
because of
trouble.
them, the whole community gets blamed. So I find this kind of loopholes to talk
Poke around,
to poke
yeah,
around
yeah.
and talk about comedy. I mean, like, the other one I do is, like, not enough representation of Indian people at all in this country in ads or whatever not. Like, I mean, like, even the last time I did this show, I did this particular bit
Yeah.
at Kumar's show. So I opened for Kumar, the Singaporean comedian.
Yeah.
It was at Megastar Arena, 3,500 people per night. They had 2
Right.
nights. And I said, like, why is it so hard to see Indian people in TV ads?
Yeah.
Like, I used to eat KFC,
Yeah.
I used to eat McDonald's, I used to eat Nando's, but never
Yeah.
once I've seen a fellow brown person
Yeah.
having a McChicken or not. Why? And then I said, like, but because the only roles that we get is, like, it's the same old roles. Like last year I got 4 TV ads, and all 4 TV ads I played the security guard. And
Or
not
a
even an
driver
Indian
or
security
someone,
guard, a
yeah.
Bangladeshi security guard. So that was the joke is, So if you know how to layer it, I think so, it kind of like gives room for people to think. I think another good
Yeah.
example would be Douglas Lim. If you look at Douglas, how he does political satire, like, you all know that whole MRT last year during the not MRT, LRT accident or MRT accident,
Okay.
and then the politician came out with the mask and said some stupid stuff,
Yeah.
and then Douglas did the whole thing out of that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dude, like, it is one of the best satire pieces I've ever seen in my life. So if you all are free, you just go check it out. Yeah.
All right, nice. Great to see we managed to cover quite a lot of the heavy stuff. That's great. And also to understand your style and how does that come about. I want to go into like a big project that you did
Yeah.
Want to talk about your solo project called Beautiful.
Yeah.
And this happened in Melbourne International. It's another one also, right?
So Melbourne International
Yeah.
Comedy Festival was in 2018. Yeah, that I was invited to perform for that.
Right.
Then I came back from then, and I did.
So could you tell us a little bit about both of these big shows that you've done?
Yeah, I mean, it's so as a comedian, sometimes, yeah, I mean, some of the accolades you can collect or you can put in your resume is like doing festivals, like,
Right.
So, of course, the biggest comedy festival in the world is the Edinburgh Fringe, which is in Scotland.
Right.
And then you have Just for Laughs
Just for laughs,
in
okay.
Canada. And then you have Melbourne. And Melbourne Comedy Festival is, I think this year is like 30 over years. They've been doing it for very, very, very long. And it's a festival that is endorsed and supported by the city of Melbourne. Yeah. So that itself was a big
Yeah.
thing. So you go there. So 2008. So I think 2015. The first batch was invited. Then second batch, third batch, and then so they do a show called Comedy Zone Asia, part of the festival. So which is they get comics from the Asian region
region, yeah.
to do so basically it's a showcase show lah. So I never once was vying to be part of the festival because for me it's like because it's a lot of money. If you want to do your own show, it's a lot of money.
Right.
Because you have to apply for the visa, blah 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 blah, and all that. But I always just was hosting. So they usually have a scout. The guy actually he's one of the festival directors. He will come around the region and then he will scout around and say like, hey, you want to? And then after he's seen the acts, he will maybe he'll send you an
Approach and
email.
stuff,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I got the email and I'm like, oh man, so they wanted me to host the Comedy Zone Asia show.
Wow.
So there were 23 shows. 22 or 23 shows. So Mondays are off. So the whole Melbourne Comedy Festival runs for 3 weeks or plus or 3 weeks, I think so. So there are 600 to 700 shows, the duration of the festival. It was an eye opener for me because you go to this. So during that week, the 3 weeks, the whole city is just buzzing.
Wow.
From the town hall. The town hall is the main area where all the shows are happening. You have your big shows, and then you have all around the city, everywhere. If there's a space to do a show, that venue becomes a performance space. And
build it up.
we can these are things that we can learn from a festival like this because it was just crazy, bro. And then you go there. Actually, when I went there, I was very, very surprised because it was not just purely stand up.
Right.
Like you had all forms of comedy. You're talking about dance, mime. You had like musicals. You had, yeah, man. You name it, man. Everything. They even had debate shows. They had they had shows. Like one show was like all Harry Potter themed, and like you just goes crazy. Yeah, Shakespearean theme. Like it's just
3 weeks. That's a full.
and the shows they're very smart because it's actually during the school holidays, I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And the show start like 11 o'clock at night and it goes up to 3 a.m. in the morning. So any day of the any time of the day, you can go and watch a show. Yeah, so mornings are usually from morning to like mid afternoon. It's all like kids shows. So even comedy shows for kids, bro.
Wow.
It's
I bet you can do like workshops. You can do so many different things.
They do. Yeah, that's the thing. So it was really, really cool.
Was there anything like that? I mean, in Asia.
They've done a few. What do you call that? Ease into frame, bro. You're off frame.
That's why I've seen that. I'll roll in slowly. Lean in more to Prakash. Lean into you. Bro.
You want me to lean in closer to him? No.
The other way around, bro.
Just add this in. You just got a note. Yeah. It's like
okay, a silent note.
Silent note. She's like, okay. Yeah, where was I? So I did the festival. I think so being at the festival really kind of it really opened up my horizons, I would say. Also opened up like the way how I can do comedy.
I was asking in Asia, like
in Asia we have so the closest right now is actually the Jakarta Comedy Festival.
Jakarta Comedy Festival.
Jakarta Comedy Festival, and but the whole comedy festival is in Bahasa Indonesia, bro. the stand-up scene. That's like, we can look at into, we can quickly go there.
Yeah.
The Southeast Asian region currently, two powerhouses who are absolutely killing it in the stand-up comedy scene is Indonesia and Philippines.
Hmm.
They started off after us,
Mhm.
but now they have gone way ahead of us. Yeah.
Wow.
So like,
So we got to play a lot of catch up lah.
well, yeah, catch up
Trying.
is an understatement, I would say. Yeah, because I think here because it's also the language helps
Right.
because they all speak Bahasa Indonesia.
Yeah.
Philippines all speak Tagalog, right? So you know a scene is thriving
Uh-huh.
when the local language
Language is
takes
thriving.
precedence
Right.
over English.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like recently, Comedy Manila, my friends, we all have there. They just treat 2,500 people per night.
Oh,
They did like I think 2 shows or something.
wow.
Yeah, to just watch Tagalog comedy, bro.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
So here,
That build up needs to happen.
yeah,
like-
because here it's like very much. I mean, we are doing English comedy,
Mm.
so it's like already a smaller segment.
Right.
I mean, you do have your Bahasa Malaysia comedy, but it's very commercial based. You have your Maharaja Lawak Mega and all those things, which also I did, and it was quite an experience. So yeah, so those are the two countries right now doing really well. So I came back from the festival 2018, gave me the opportunity to look at my
Own show.
own show in a very different light. So that's when I said like, hey, why is it you can do all this in white people country, why we can't do it?
Yeah.
So that's when I added like my photography and music element to the show.
Ah.
Yeah, so that was like, for me, it's like, I was like, I can do all this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to like stop myself from doing it. So I just put everything together like in one show. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's fun. Yeah.
Wonderful.
That was
I mean,
the-
I do see like a lot of potential. Like Malaysians, we love festivals, we love events.
Yeah.
There's quite a bunch, that goes on. Rio does some of it in KL Pack, some of it in different areas. I feel like, the art scene has got not just music. It's like it's a whole variety of things.
It is, but also it's very segmented in my humble opinion. I would say like it gets very cliquey lah.
Right.
That's something that we can't deny
Yeah.
because of the exposure of these places.
Yeah.
My only thing is it's always a challenge. It's a big challenge to find new audiences.
Right.
Or how can a layman or a layperson can actually come to a theater show or a dance show or something that is very, in a way, feels very elite. Like, I think art is supposed to be for everyone.
Yeah.
And like,
And maybe not for some people. Some people like, no, I don't like this art, but I like that. It's okay.
and it's fine, yeah.
Yeah, it's all
One of the
right,
best experience I have had is I can't remember what year was it, but
Right.
it could have been 2018 or 17. We collaborated with Urbanscapes.
Right.
So we did a show in the middle of town.
In a nasi lemak packet.
Yes.
So we built that nasi lemak packet.
What? Really?
So BG is involved in that. So we built the stage.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's what I saw you there. So
Yeah. Oh my
with a
goodness.
few other
Okay.
comedy
Yeah.
acts. That was so nice. That was such a great
Yeah.
festival.
That was like the way how you were supposed
Yeah.
to do comedy. I mean, like.
remember that. Like it was so cool. I remember setting up the pallet woods. We were carrying pallet woods and built this nasi lemak stage. And then I think you were hosting it even.
Yeah, I was
something.
hosting because I curated the show. Yeah.
Nice.
So we did a show in the middle of town, and the stage was nasi lemak bungkus.
Bungkus. So it looked like a tent, but with banana leaves and newspapers around.
And we gave out nasi lemak.
Yeah, nasi lemak.
Yeah.
So
So
it was-
people came to watch, and
yeah,
I
so
think
that was very holistic because there was music going on, there was like art galleries, there
Yeah.
was bazaars, there was talks, there was the work. So it was like the whole city turned into
yeah, I think that was good,
I
and
went
also
walk
because
around,
I
yeah.
had like at least quite a number of like BM speaking comedians.
Huh.
And,
Yeah.
and that's why it really worked because it was like a mix. So we had English comic, and then we
Yeah.
had a BM comic, and of course I got the BM comedic clothes. And
Yeah.
man, I really want to do something like that.
Yeah, I know.
and-
That was so good. That
But
was-
with We
one
had
of
to
the top
do-
ones also for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
to see even the performances was good. It's just like, wow, we need
Yeah,
more
yeah.
Malaysia, more.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I think these kind of events are coming back to life,
Slowly,
especially,
yeah.
pandemic, everybody's trying different things. I saw there was some bamboo festival going on in
Bamboo festival.
bamboo festival happening in
Why?
Pulang. I don't know. People want to get bamboo. So they had a stage and all these things are so going on, and like music, arts, and why not stand up? Why not all these things
That's
coming together?
such a niche festival, right?
Eh, no. Maybe. I don't know. They got anime festivals, they got
I mean, anime makes sense. I wouldn't want to wake up one day like, hey, what do you want to do? I want to go look at bamboos, man.
so I don't know. I went for
You know what? My life it'll be complete after
with some
checking
bamboo.
out bamboos.
You do some bamboo workshops, you learn about
okay.
Sustainable materials and different things
I
about
mean,
it.
growing up in the 90s, the only association with bamboos is like you getting whacked by your parents.
Bamboo, yeah.
It's the only reason. I mean, like, I don't, like, I think I was talking to one of the comics the other day.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think that just, I don't want to sound like an ageist or what, but
Oh.
like the younger generation now will never know the joy / pain of being publicly caned by your teachers, and then after that you all will laugh about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's such a unique experience that maybe our age only. I don't know. I'm wondering.
Yes, same.
Are we almost the same? Yeah,
Almost
and,
same,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's so weird because like you're in trouble and then you go up there, you get caned by your teacher in front of everyone of your
Silly things,
friends,
just long nails,
stupid stuff,
small long hair,
Yeah.
then go whack.
and then you
Yeah.
get back and then your friends like, hey, cikgu dapat aku sakit and I'm like, how, like, now you can't even scold your kids in school,
We
apparently,
used to have
like,
like blackout rooms, teachers off the lights, get whacked,
Yeah,
then come back, and then
so-
you're like, yeah, I got this, and yeah, it's actually
yeah,
it's
man,
war stories.
it's different times, I guess. So yeah. So
Okay, just want to kind of wrap things up. Coming
hashtag
to
bamboo festival, guys. Right, so
get your bamboo. We'll have stand up there, okay? This time in the bamboo stage.
oh gosh,
We can even call it kena bamboo.
kena bamboo. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah.
Okay. I want to just ask a few more questions.
Yeah, sure.
Collaborations. I read online somewhere you wanted to collaborate with Joe Kukatas, art director, ZRV, a music composer. I mean, is something your aspiration maybe, or something you want to do? What do you envision?
I would say. I mean, for me, I don't know. Many of you all know about Joko Katas, but she is one of Malaysia's amazing theatre practitioner. She's really good at what she does. Amazing writer. The way she performs is like really from. Like you can feel it, and even her characters that she plays. So she's got a whole show where she plays different characters, and it's it's comedy based, but man, it's just I don't know how that woman does it. Like she's just amazing.
Have you reached out to her?
I mean, I worked with her, but of course not. I was on the same show with her.
Okay.
Someone else worked with her, but maybe one day we'll see.
Okay.
ZRV, I would say because.
Musician.
Musician, yes. But I think for me, I feel she was one of the first musicians in Malaysia who just did what she wanted to do. Like, and she just continued doing it, and she got whatever she wanted. I think she went to US and got the label under Jack Johnson and all that stuff. I think she was one of the first Malaysians, I would say. And I think I really like her work ethic. I mean, I've had the chance to. I know her. Of course, not that close, but because of through mutual friends. But she's the embodiment of her art form is very present.
Right.
Because she's
So you want to sing a duet with her? Or like...
No, I mean, like I who knows? Maybe I want to do a show where it's like so because for Beautiful as well, I actually had my friend who's a Carnatic singer to be part of the show. He was the one who opened the show.
Okay.
Yeah, so he actually sang the ragas and stuff like that, and then that's how the show started, So
Wow.
you'll never know how, yeah. So,
All right.
yeah.
Some local artists to collaborate with. Very nice. Okay, going to the last few questions before we go to the game side of things. 2 questions. One, do people tend to be funnier when they're around you because they have to be because you're a stand-up comedian? Do you feel that as a
It
comedian?
happens
People try to,
sometimes.
yeah,
It does happen
it does,
sometimes. Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
slightly lah. Yeah.
okay.
They'll be
Well,
like, hey, I got joke for you.
okay. I had a feeling. I had a
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to know that. That's something always I feel like sometimes also when I meet a comedian, I'm like, try to be funny now. I'm like, hey, shut up, lah. It's not working. It's just like chill out, lah. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
as a
yeah, yeah.
person, like, you know, so don't try to act funny in front of like if the first doctor, you don't go tell doctor, I know
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know that, I read in the Google.
Hey man, I know where the duodenum is.
Or the bamboo.
Yeah.
Okay, final question. What's your aspiration for Malaysian comedy scene and comedians? Any wise
Oh,
words for them?
wow, that's
The
a very
people?
loaded question,
Yeah.
man. Aspirations. I'm not sure about the scene. Uh, I mean, no, seriously. I mean, like,
Okay.
I think, okay, this is something that we have to realize.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whatever scene you are in, the scene will always be there.
Okay.
The scene is going to be there.
Yes.
You not being there is not going to make a difference.
Oh, okay.
I think it's something that I feel that a lot of creatives need to realize. How to say, if you call yourself a change maker without putting in the work, then you're not a change maker. You know, so same thing. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a very strong statement, but like for me, that's why for me, I was very gung ho when I first started. Yes,
Okay.
I wanted to help the scene. You know, my other comedian friend Brian Tan and myself, after the open mic show was left, and then we took over the show, and like that's the show that we did. The Nasi Lemak stage was part of One Mic Stand.
Okay.
So we did all the stuff. You know, it's like, oh, always for the scene, for the scene, for the scene.
Yeah.
To the point where we saw everyone else like going like way up, and we are like, hey, I also want to do my solo show lah.
Yeah.
I also want to do like, I don't want to be just hosting. I want to do my sets, you know, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we saw all these people doing all these things because they saw like, oh, there's these two guys constantly doing all this so that we can grow. So we'll just use their platform to test out all our materials and grow. And then after for all, I'm like, me personally, I'm like, I think I'm done lah. I need to do something for myself. I think that is something that I would aspire to do, is to really grow myself. Like self growth is so much more important, because if everyone is growing on their own capacity, that's a sign of a good scene. Because everyone is doing something at their own capacity.
Right.
You know, like recently also, like I don't know if you know Gajan Nat. Is like one of the, he calls himself the Malaysia's first Indian comedian. So he's got a Netflix coming out.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got another Malaysian who finally has a Netflix, you know, so which is pretty cool, you know. So I think for me, aspiration wise, is like, I think self improvement, self growth, self discovery is very important in order for, so the moment you grow, I think then the scene will grow together, I would say. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you know, stand-up comedy is one person, you know. It's you.
Yeah, it is.
You got no manager, got nothing. It's
Yeah.
you. If you don't build your levels and what you need in the scene and
Yeah.
everything, then nobody's going to take care of you. You know?
I think like it's
Sometimes,
just like when you guys started BGBG Initiation, like people will be wondering, why are these guys taking all this stuff and putting things together?
we used to be in a house.
Yeah, is
So they'd be like,
yeah, you know.
what are you doing in your house?
Yeah, like, you know,
somebody wants to come and learn in your house. They're like,
Yeah.
I'll give you money in your house. They're like, yeah.
it's always the thing. So like, and like and the moment things starts to shift a bit, then people will start noticing you. It's like, hey, what is this person? Why is this person being recognized? Is it because you're doing something different? And that's when the shift will happen, and then it will affect everything that is around you, I would say.
Nice.
I think that's where good scenes around the world works. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
No worries.
Think grow, guys. That's one of the messages and the others that were shared. We're gonna go to our game section, and let's go. All right, we're back for the game time. Rapid fire questions. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. I prepared more than usual.
Okay.
I don't know why. I guess I had a lot of time maybe. So answer as best as you can. I'm going to just tilt it a bit so you don't look, but it's all small so you can't see. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. If not for stand-up comedy, I would be a...
Pilot. Yeah.
My role model in comedy is...
Ali Wong.
Ali Wong. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. I would like to perform at.
At the Esplanade Theatre in Singapore. Yeah.
Nice, okay. Dad jokes are.
Pretty good.
I love dad jokes. I'm a big dad joker.
A good one is really good, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a joke.
Knock knock.
Who's that?
Amos.
Amos who?
A mosquito.
Yeah, knock jokes is
That's a three-parter joke, but it's okay. I'll just stick with one, okay?
Right,
Yeah.
because it's rapid fire.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 5 years to do. What's the most weirdest place you performed at?
Oh my God. I performed at a very, very dingy bar in Changkat, where the stage was lit up by one of those one light bulb thing. It was there, and then we had to turn on the light to perform. So we go in to turn it on, and then we perform. Yeah, it was rough, man. Yeah.
Where do comedians hang out?
Where do comedians hang out? At the Mama.
Ah, Mama. It's okay.
Yeah.
What would you do if you get totally bombed?
I would I know it's rapid fire, but
Okay.
there's a 11 a.m. rule.
Huh.
So you bomb tonight, you don't do well tonight. It's the worst show ever. No one laughed.
Yeah.
You go hang out, and then next day by 11 o'clock, you don't think about it, and then boom, you reset again. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Just.
I don't know why. I don't know why 11, but it's 11. Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Do you encourage hecklers? Yes or no?
No,
No. Huh? Don't like.
I don't like hecklers.
Malaysians, they don't heckle so much.
They
right?
don't, because they silently will talk about you later at the mama. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Malaysians will never heckle at your face. They will talk behind your back. Yeah.
They'll say very good, very good, very good. And,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
Okay, what's your my favorite cartoon is?
My favorite cartoon is man, bro, this is a very loaded question, bro. My all-time favorite cartoon is actually Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
Okay. What do your parents think about stand-up comedy?
Why you got EPF? You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That I think was the last question. Yeah. All right. Not
Okay,
bad.
cool,
You did
yeah.
pretty good. Okay. We're gonna go to the second part of the challenge, which is called quick draw.
Quick draw.
Quick
Okay.
draw. Ching ching. So we're gonna pass you this little memo pads and for you to look at as I open up my questions again because I lost it. You get some colors to choose from just behind you, anything, okay? So I'll give you a topic and then you're supposed to draw it. Simple as that, right?
And then I'm supposed to guess or what?
30 seconds.
You are guessing. Or
No,
I'm-
I'll give you a topic, all right, which they just punched it in a
Okay.
way, and then we're supposed to draw it, okay? Don't start lah.
No, I did a scribble, so I'm trying to rectify it.
So that doesn't count, huh?
Yeah, because I
It's
did
like cheating.
I did this, and then I'm like, oh, crap, it's not nice. I'm trying to do boxes now.
Now you have 2 boxes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really
Well-
leading. Wait, stop. Okay, wait. Okay. You have 30 seconds.
That's an evil robot, guys. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What you have to draw is, the first one is draw something funny. Okay?
Something funny.
30 seconds.
Oh my god. Are we revealing or what?
Okay, we'll do it together. What's yours? I don't know if the camera can pick up mine.
It's okay, you can zoom. No worry, later.
What's yours?
Mine is a kettle trying to say why the floor's not hot.
Why I'm not hot? Okay. Mine is
I don't know why. Yeah, but that's the first thing that came to my head. I tried to draw a face, but I'm like, oh, it's a square shape, so it became a... Yeah.
I don't know if you can guess what's mine.
It's, of course, you draw me.
Because, yeah, you're the comedian, right?
Okay. Okay, cool. Alright, next one.
Next one.
Alamak, the ink is stuck to the next paper.
Never mind, you get bonus tries, you know.
Never
You
mind.
can improvise with that. Okay,
Okay, can.
another color if you want to. Whew, this is going to be interesting. Draw your favorite cartoon.
Oh, yo.
Oh my god. I should never draw. I tried to draw Bugs Bunny.
Oh, it's a very scary looking Bugs Bunny, bro.
He's got a carrot and he says,
That's more like
"What's up, dog?"
That's more like Bugs Bunny working for Happy Tree Friends.
Oh yeah, I could have drawn Happy Tree Fans. Damn it, okay.
Mine is Thundercats.
Oh.
But this is like after they lost the contract, they like let go of themselves. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, you said Thundercats. I was going to see what you draw, whether it matches, so you did match it.
Okay.
Whew. The last one. This one, give us a bit more time lah. We can think a bit, right, before we draw.
It's okay. We got 30 seconds, bro.
30 seconds.
Go ni, jalan ni, jom. Let's go.
I don't know how to draw this. Okay, I'll try. Draw the best sneaker you own.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I've never drawn shoes in. I don't even know what that's
Bro,
a shoe.
you got a bandage or what?
I know.
That's not a sneaker,
It
bro.
looks like a socks, right?
No, that looks like a bandage.
It could be a socks. Like
It looks. I want to draw the Jordan, highs, but yeah, I mean it looks pretty close to it, lah. So yeah.
I don't think so. I can save mine. Mine actually is a patchwork Vans that I have.
Okay.
So it has many patches on. So it looks like a bandage, right? Like.
Okay, can. Kita lock.
I can't draw to save my life, as you can see.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Prakash. We've got a small token.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us at the Late Night Connection. We'd like final words from you. Maybe how we can follow you. Is there any way we can support the things that you do?
Don't follow me while I'm walking, lah. You know. Just. Please follow me on Instagram. It's Prakash Daniel Comedy. If you want to see some of my photography work, it's Prakash Daniel Photography. Other than that, come to my shows. All the shows are detailed in my Instagram account. So there's a link tree there. All the shows are there. So drop by. Yep.
All right, that's the Late Night Connections. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This is Jay Bala. Dream big, build bigger. Until we reconnect, good night.